That's good news when I say something's pretty simple, all right? Now, guys, don't lose sight of the last two sets that we've talked about. Which property's been very important for us lately? Distributive. Do not forget about that because we're going to go further and further and further with that. Today, not so much, all right? And then the idea is that we're also simplifying expressions as well. Don't lose sight of what we're doing there either, okay? So 2.2 and 2.3 we had said previously, very important stuff. Make sure you understand it. That's going to help you be able to build on what we're doing here today. Now today is going to be kind of the stepping stone or the starting point for solving equations as it would relate to variable equations. But honestly, just looking at 2.4 titled Variables and Equations, our goal today is to solve equations with variables. Now guys, before I can even move on here today, I got to ask myself, what's an equation here? All right? How many of you guys have at least heard of an equation? You've heard the word equation, right? What's that mean? What is an equation? In your own words, how would you best describe an equation? Yeah, show of hands. How would you best describe an equation? Miller, what do you think?
Well, numbers.
Some numbers.
Like, it's numbers and sometimes letters with, like, multiplication and addition.
So there's some letters and numbers with operations, it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, sometimes there's, like, negatives, too.
Some negatives, okay.
Thank
you. All right, anything else you want to add to that, Maddie? Anything else today anybody wants to add on to Maddie's explanation? She's pretty much right on track. There's a few other things I'd like to hear added to it, but she's got a great start there. Has some numbers and some variables and some operations. It's kind of like an expression, in other words, right?
And there's normally some parentheses.
Some parentheses can indicate more operations. Okay. Anything else you want to add to that, Allie? It's going to have order of operations. All right. Okay. Remember, I think dear Aunt Sally's dead Aunt Sally. Just reminding you. But equation. Okay. How about a definition for me? Somebody want to volunteer to read this definition for me? You volunteer to read that. Pratsky, you want to read that for me?
I don't know how to read this.
Yes, you do, Kyle.
I don't know how to read.
If you didn't know how to read, you wouldn't be on your smartphone.
I don't read it, I look.
Your smartphone reads to you, right?
Yeah.
That's
why they call it a smartphone.
Come on, Pratsky, go.
Which one are we supposed
Right here, definition of an equation.
Definition of an equation.
All right.
That's got big words in it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
It says it's a mathematical sentence formed by placing and I'm going to underline this phrase right here. It's a mathematical sentence formed by placing an equation or an equal sign between two expressions. Anytime you have an equation, you have to have what kind of sign?
Equal.
An equal sign. So I might say something like this, maybe x plus 2. Now guys, x plus 2 to that point is just a variable expression, isn't it? Okay, but how do I transform a variable expression into an equation? What do I have to insert? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is there any tip sheet on that, or is it?
It's pretty standard, I think.
Pretty, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you. What makes that variable expression an equation is to go ahead and insert that equal sign and set it equal to 5 right there. Okay? So hey, you got something on the left right here. Got an expression on the left, expression on the right. If I throw an equal sign in there, automatically it's an, what's the word? Equation here, right? Okay, equations have what sign in them? Has an equal sign, okay? All right, guys, got a question right here. Could you give me a number to substitute in for x to make this a true statement in this example? What would that value be? Value's 3, isn't it? Okay, the value's 3 because if I insert or substitute 3 right here, 3 plus 2 is 5, isn't it? So on my next term right here, solution of an equation, basically it says it's a number that's going to produce a true statement when substituted. Okay, so if I substituted 3 for x right here and said 3 is my value that I'm going to substitute in, 3 plus 2 equal 5, is that statement true or false? Is that statement true or false? True. So when I'm saying the solution that works right here, you know, we just went ahead and solved this right here. We said 3 plus 2 equals 5. That makes that true. So solving an equation says to find the solutions of an equation. So what x value is going to make this true in that top equation? You said what value?
True.
Said 3. So when I go ahead and say I've solved this equation, I want to say what solves this right here? Well, I say it's solved when my x value is equal to what? What did we substitute in? What did we substitute in for the x value to make that a true statement? 3. So I simply say then my x value is 3 right there. Okay. First of all, an equation. One expression on the left, one on the right. What has to be between the two? Equal sign. Okay. Then, to try and find a solution of an equation, find a value that you could substitute in to make it true. In our case, when we got the solution, we solved it. What was that value?
X.
Equals?
3.
Very good, John. Okay. Pretty simple, right?
Yes.
All right. I want to get you in the mindset of writing equations as they would relate to a verbal sentence, okay? So down here I've got 4 descriptions in example 1. Now, I'm going to put a note up here. Maybe I'll put it down by example 1, actually. La-da-da. All right. I'll put it right underneath here. Make a note down here. You might want to put a nice looking star down here. I'll try and draw my best star possible.
No, because it always makes it into that perfect star.
It's
and
a
it makes
pretty
me jealous.
star. Okay.
Stop.
I'm sorry. Are you jealous?
Yes, I am.
She's really Jerry.
Okay, do this for me. This is important. Okay. If you ever see the word is, the word is typically means there's an equal sign there for that word. Okay, so anytime we start looking at these verbal sentences up here and to form equations with them, our job here really is going to become understanding what's there, understanding what words give us a certain operation, and understanding where to place the equal sign. Okay. Now we're going to have to go ahead and pull up some prior knowledge that we already have to make this work. But the one thing I want you to really look at is to say, hey, if I ever see the word is, that typically means an equal sign. Okay. All right, guys. The first one right here. Let's see if we can't dissect this a little bit. In example 1, writing verbal sentences as equations, it says the sum of x and 8 is what? 4. Okay. There's a word up here that maybe you can help me out with. All right. I've got a variable x, a number 8, and another number 4. But the one word that I'm looking at right here is this. Right? We had said to write a verbal sentence, we had 2 expressions that are equal. And typically those expressions are going to have some kind of an operation, a mathematical operation. I think the word sum probably means mathematical operation. I'm just not sure which one. Okay? What does the word sum mean? If I say the sum of 4 and 2, what would you tell me? That means addition. Good, Taryn. So this word right here, sum, you might want to say this means plus. So what are we adding together? It says the sum of what and what, guys? Okay, so we have the sum of x and 8, and then is. Is going to be like my what? Well, is going to be like the equal sign there, isn't it? So my question is, how do I take stuff in words and put it over here in variable expressions and form an equation? What do you think you're going to have on the left side? If the operation is addition and we're adding x and 8, what do you think the expression on the left side of the equal sign is going to be? Well, x plus 8. Good. All right. Now, and for the word is, what are you going to substitute in there? Equals. And what's the other expression on the right going to be? What did it say it equals or is equal to? 4. Okay, there's your equation. Do you have an expression on the left of the equal sign? Variable, right? Do you have an expression on the right side of the equal sign? It's all numerical, isn't it? Okay. Bottom line is, it's saying the left side's equal to the right side, so you formed an equation there, okay? Are you using words anymore? The answer is no. Okay, you've taken a verbal sentence and you've turned it into an equation. All right, how about the next one? What's my operation when I'm talking difference? What's the difference mean? What is it, Allie?
Subtraction.
Subtraction. So I'm going to say a difference of 7 and y. So that's going to be 7 minus what? 7 minus y equals 13. Very good. We're getting good at this. All right. In part C, how about product? Which operation is product? Chelsea, you know it? Negative 2 times p. Now, when I express multiplication, do I really need to put a sign between the number and the variable? If there's no sign, we assume what operation? Times. So I have negative 2p equals what? 24. Okay, negative 2p equals 24. Okay? Are we good there?
Yes.
How about quotient? What's that mean? Who said that? Taryn? What'd you say? I didn't catch that. It is division, okay? So, Taryn, what do you think this is going to look like? It says a quotient of n and 3. So what do you think that's going to look like? N divided by 3. And then is what value there, Taryn? Excellent. All right. Let me make sure I have a good feel on this before we move on. How many of you guys are these? Yep, I can read those and I can form an equation. You guys feel pretty good about that? Okay. Now, one thing I might point out is this. If they say some number plus 4, I don't care what you use for the variable. If I say some number plus 4 is 8, anywhere where you see the phrase some number, just kick a letter in there, okay? And I usually use X for it, all right? Okay, questions on the first page at all? Anybody? Are we good?
Yes.
All right, second page then. Let's see what we can't figure out. Guys, example 2 says checking possible solutions. In this example right here, it says, you know what? We need to tell whether 7 or 8 is a solution of x minus 3 equals 5. Okay? So in each case, the equation is x minus 3 equals 5. Or as I would read this to myself, we don't know what x is right off the bat, do we? But this is what it says. Some number minus 3 is what?
5.
Okay, some number minus 3 is 5. And I'm going to put that down here, all right? I have a question right here. When I ask you questions and give you possible solutions like this, and they say, is 7 or 8 a solution to this? What do you think you're going to do to try and figure this out? Okay, you're going to subtract, but guys, they're asking if what or what is a solution. 7 or 8. How many of you think 7 is the answer to this? How many think 8 is the answer to this? Okay, well, let's just check it and see. If I thought 7 could be a possible answer, couldn't I substitute 7 in up here? Check it out. Okay, 7 minus 3. If I go 7 minus 3, and we say that equals 5, let's just see if that even makes any sense. What is 7 minus 3 over here on the left side when I combine constant terms? What is 7 minus 3 on the left side when you combine constant terms? It is what?
4.
4. So 4 equals 5? Whoa. That make any sense?
No.
No. So is 7 going to be your solution? No. 4 does not equal 5. So I put a line through that right there. So when I say substitute 7, is that the solution? The answer to substituting 7 is no. That is not going to work. So is 7 a solution? Answer is what? No. How about if you substitute 8? Guys, does 8 minus 3 make 5?
Yes.
It does, doesn't it? So is 8 the solution? 5 equals 5. This is where a person is happy. Okay? That's good news. So is 8 the solution or not? Yes. Okay, so if they give you possible numbers to plug in, gang, and say, hey, is this a solution? Can you tell me yes or no? Okay. All right, quickly on your own. Try these 3 problems on your own right here. You're going to write some equations from some variable expressions, and then I also want to know if 8 or 10 is the solution to that next one. Okay? Take a minute and do that. Once you've got a solution, again, like I always tell you, check with someone and make sure you agree.
smashes into Soldier Field.
What?
Bears,
What?
Rams, celebrate. Jay Cutler's demise.
Really? Really? That's not nice. We all know the Bears play the Vikings.
Well, you've heard this right here. You've heard this one before, right? You said that a plane would never get to Soldier Field anyway. Or a tornado either, because there's never any touchdowns there. Sorry, Maddie, the door was wide open.
No. Nope.
Who needs more time with those three? All right, I need a show of hands. Somebody tell me what you wrote for this first one.
X plus 7 equals 12.
X plus 7 equals 12. Show of hands, how many agree? X plus 7 equals 12. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
That's right.
Somebody I haven't heard from yet today. Tell me the next one. The quotient of n and 4 is 16. What have you got there? N divided by 4, Candace, equals what?
16.
Very good. How many would agree? Whoops, I wrote that incorrectly. Hang on one second. N divided by 4, you said, right, Candace?
Yeah.
Equals what value again?
6.
16. Very good. How many would agree with Candace? Good. All right, last one. Tell whether 8 or 10 is a solution. Which one worked?
Timothy.
10.
The other Timothy.
10 works, right? 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, so my solution is 10. So I might say the x value is 10, not 8. Okay. How you guys feel about this? Told you it was pretty simple today, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Last part of this. Solving equations using mental math. Guys, if you can get in the habit of saying something like this right here, this really says a number plus 4 is 7. Can you think of the value right here that you would substitute in and make that true? Okay, when you're doing this right here, I want you to start getting into this habit right here. I don't want you just to write 3 down, although that would be correct. I want you to tell me what you're assigning 3 to. So I want you to say in this situation, you know what? X has to equal 3. Tell me the variable that I'm working with in that sentence, or in that equation I should say, is 3. Okay? Show your hands on the next one. 12 minus some number is 5.
7.
What is it, Allie? 7. So how am I going to write my solution here?
N equals 7.
N equals 7. Okay? All right, listen to my third one here. This says 18 equals 3 times some number. What's the number? 6. So how would I express my solution?
T equals 6.
Okay, I'm not even going to talk about the next one. I'll see if I can try and trick you. This is too easy. Anybody got a solution on the letter D? What's that slash mean, by the way?
Division.
Divide. So some number divided by positive 4 is negative 5. What is the value, gang? Negative 20. So
There. Woohoo.
how you guys feeling about this?
Good.
Good, 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 good. All right, let's wrap this up here quickly because I think we have advisory today.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
Hey, you guys tell me. You tell me if you got everything down here before I progress.
Dude, I got everything.
Awesome, Pratsky. All right, quickly on your own. Go ahead. Go. I'll give you 1 minute, and we'll come back through these. In that 1 minute, I'm going to find you a short book page here to take home. Don't forget, when's that take-home quiz due? Friday, okay? And I will upload it today to the file cabinet, so if you lose it, you have access to it, okay? Yeah. I don't know, because I don't use it.
I go on your
Google
YouTube
Sites. Go open that up. I'll show you. I'll give you a page to bookmark. That sound good?
What's the book page though?
Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure everybody's got this, okay? Anybody need more time with those 3? All right, show of hands on the first one, please. Show of hands on the first one. Lily, X equals 18. And check it, guys. If I throw 18 in, what's 18 minus 8 make? Does that make 10? Yeah, I agree. Who's got the second one for me? Go, Allie.
Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Who's got the second one for me?
M equals.
M equals 6. And then finally my last one. Some number divided by 3 is 9. What's the number? What number divided by 3 would make 9? Other direction, Candace. 3 divided by 3 would be 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a tough one.
I got it.
Some number, you're going to start with some big number, divide it 3 times, and it's going to turn into 9. Okay, so the number's got to be bigger than 9, doesn't it? Anybody know it? John?
27.
Excellent. Check yourself. Guys, if I go 27 divided by 3 right here, is 27 divided by 3 9? Is 27 divided by 3 9?
Yes.
Good. So what's your C value have to equal here?
27.
Okay, very good. All right, real quickly, any questions first of all? Take a second and get this written down. I'm going to ask you guys to do the following. Page 87. I want you to do 1 through 5, and then 9 through 33. However, just odds. Just do the odds in those sets. Okay? And this will be due for,
Wait, 1 through what?
I'll get out of the way here in a second. Let me get this written down. This will be due for Friday. Okay? Due for Friday. So you're 1 through 5, so it's just the odds, 1, 3, and 5. And then 9 through 33, just do the odds there also.